Hello, everyone. I am Chandni Gupta, Deputy CEO of Consumer Policy Research Centre. I'm so pleased to have the opportunity to share insights from the Seeing Green research project, which was all possible thanks to Professor Christine Parker and the amazing ADM+S colleagues that we got to work with. So a little bit about Consumer Policy Research Centre. We are a not-for-profit think tank dedicated specifically to explore consumer policy issues. We're a one-of-a-kind in Australia. We research both systemic and emerging issues through a consumer lens, and sustainability is, of course, a key emerging issue for us. So we started looking into the issue of greenwashing in 2022, and our first research revealed that Australians are not only seeing green claims on product labels, but many Australians consider sustainability as part of their purchasing decisions, almost half. And we assume that that percentage has probably already increased and is likely to rise. So when the opportunity came to explore what does it look like in terms of prevalence of green claims in social media, how could we possibly say no? So in partnership with ADM+S, we analyzed over 20,000 impressions of over 8,000 Facebook ads that made some form of green claim. And we analyzed claims based on common terms that kept coming up, colors and even emojis that can create that green halo effect. So I'll keep going, because what we found is that green claims, they are everywhere. In fact, over 40 sectors were identified in the data set to be making some form of claim. Similar to our previous research, it confirmed that even in social media, energy providers were more prevalent in making green claims, followed by household cleaning, products, fashion, healthcare, and travel. Then there was also a range of terms that we just kept seeing over and over. Top ones being clean, green, sustainable, recyclable, recycled, bio. But in addition to all of these terms, what we saw on social media was a mix of strategies being used with specific colors and emojis like the green tick or the earth symbol or a Mobius loop. And they just kept coming up over and over again, often with very little to back up that claim. Specific to color, we also saw what we ended up actually categorizing into ocean blues and flora greens and earthy beige, which combined with the imagery, the terms and the emojis, they can all paint a picture that a product or service is environmentally friendly, which may or may not be true. So thank you so much, Brett. Go to the next slide. So this is the color effect that I was talking about. And Nick talked about the imaging tool where you can see the patterns. And that's what was used in this space to be able to see specific colors. And you just kept seeing these like a collection of colors coming up over and over again. So as part of our analysis, we saw ads that just weren't helpful. It doesn't mean that they're inaccurate, but they don't provide the meaningful aspect you need as a consumer to make the decision that works for you. As you can see, there's an example here of an energy company claiming they're greener, but not explaining, well, greener than what? At the same time, we saw ads that explained and verified the claim. So for example, here where they are claiming the product is recyclable, they've actually explained how that's possible and what action it needs to be taken. We've been using the research to advocate to the federal government to ban or at least define environmental claims and develop clear guidelines to use color and imagery. And we're pleased that that has actually already started to be reflected in ACCC's recent guidance. We also want the regulator to have the power to ban and define environmental claims so that this area, as it evolves, we're not actually waiting for years for laws to change. The research generated quite a media buzz, and a big thanks to ABC's Casey Briggs for partnering with us and giving it such meaningful airspace. We've also presented the research as part of our appearance at the Senate inquiry into greenwashing. We've briefed countless number of politicians. We've also shared the research internationally with our consumer advocacy counterparts, including presenting it at the Consumers International Congress in Kenya last year. Right now, it is extremely challenging for a consumer to tell the difference between a genuine green claim and a meaningless one. There is nothing stopping a business to use words like sustainable or eco-friendly and define it in a way that works for them. The world we want to see is where companies put comparable, useful information so consumers can look at products side by side and make a choice that's right for them. Once again, thank you, ADM+S, for partnering with us on this research. It wouldn't have been possible without you. And I'll now pass it on to Christine to share her insights from this project.
Thanks so much, Chandni. It's been so great working with you. And if you can just go to the next slide or give me control. Thanks. I just wanted to add something to the fabulous work that we did with Chandni. So as you heard from Chandni, we started off by looking for basically misleading claims in the green ads. And pretty soon we realized that it wasn't just textual claims that we were seeing in these ads. It was actually also green themes or vibes across the ads. And we reflected that in the color work that Chandni got very excited about. And the third layer of greenwashing that we're working on now is what we're calling algorithmic greenwashing. So sequences of otherwise unrelated ads that are being seen by people, individuals who are being targeted with green ads to create a sort of narrative of greenness that are often quite gendered. So very quickly, here we see a woman we've called Sage, who's getting a lot of, who's getting browsing sessions with lots of food, oops, I got muted, with lots of food, gardening and ethical eating. This is Cedar, who an older man who the automated advertising system seems to have pegged as being following the green, what we call the green Australian dream. So ads for property, solar panels, and home improvement, some of which have green claims and some don't. And finally, Ash, another male who's getting ads for sustainable products and donations to environmental NGOs slotted seamlessly into ads for mountain biking, sailing, and travel ads. And we're arguing that even the ads without green claims are benefiting essentially by taking on the green tinge or halo by association with these other ads. So that's exciting work that we're doing on greenwashing at the moment. And I'm going to hand over now to Mark, who's going to talk about the work on scams.